Alright, Crossout nerds, Mr. G bringing you coffee and Crossout, and today we're talking about Relic weapons. That's right, weapons that the majority of Crossout players, unfortunately, are not going to be able to get. We're going to talk about what they do, a little bit about cost, how to use them, and how effective they are. There's only 3, so this one's going to be a little bit of a shorty. So just overviewing these guys, you've got the Scorpion, which is by and large the most popular of the Relic weapons. Why? Because it's a sniper weapon. It's low mass. It's 900 kgs, but it's not a mammoth. It takes 6 points of energy, and it's ridiculously accurate unless you're moving. But the cool thing is, it's got 2 meters of armor penetration, and that even works on shields. Great for blowing builds up. You got the Firebug. This thing takes ridiculously long amount of time to overheat and has really good damage. Only takes 4 points of energy, but the range is awful. And it's got the durability of wet toilet paper. I mean, its durability is even less than that of the Scorpion. Lastly, you've got the ugly duckling of the bunch. You've got the Porcupine. Only takes 3 points of energy. Damage is stupidly good. And it leaves an explosive, fiery puddle of death. However, it's really hard to get these actually onto an enemy. So the thing about Relic weapons so far is each of them has their own quirk, making them different from standard weapons. But let's go ahead and let's talk about cost and how you make these things. So these are manufactured using the Engineer CNC machine, which is essentially the Relic workbench for engineers. Each of these are just engineer weapons. So to make a Porcupine, 1,000 electronics, 1,000 copper, 600 uranium, 1,000 batteries. That is going to be the same for all of these. Now you're thinking, all right, that's doable. However, Porcupines, you've got to have a Porcupine fragment. Retchers, Hurricanes, Scorpions, you got to have Scorpion fragments, Retchers, not Retchers. Sorry, Hammerfall and Reaper, and Firebug's going to require Mammoth and Harvester. But the real expensive part of this deal is, no, I don't want the shop. No, I want the market. I want to talk about tracking down, that's right, uranium. 100 pieces of uranium are going to cost you right now on the PC market between 6,400 and 7,300 coins, because the only way to get uranium is by winning battles in Clan Wars. So it is extremely hard to get, and you're only going to see top players or people with a whole bunch of money to spend ever getting their hands on these guys, which I get it, they're top tier stuff, and Gaijin's got to make money too, but I think Clan Wars needs to be a little bit more accessible to the average player so more players can get their hands on things like uranium and build these. That aside, we're going to try each of these in test drive, talk about each of them separately. So the meta for Scorpions is running an Aegis Shield, Cloak, and 2 of these guys on a hover. One of the reasons you're going to see these on hover is because they're weapons you want to be quick, you can put out a lot of burst damage, and then you can take off quickly. They also pair nice with the neutrino scope because you can find those explosive bits like ammo boxes, fuel tanks, or generators. And if you're thinking, hey Mr. G, why do you have them both on the same key? Because when you hit an ammo box or a fuel box or a frame with these, you want both Scorpions landing on the same exact part because they have that armor penetration. You're going to do much better damage if you aim lower at your targets, aim for frames, and aim for explodey bits. It's an absolutely fantastic weapon. It is harder to use now on hover because accuracy takes a big dispersion hit if you're moving. However, it's still probably the best way you're going to see Scorpions used in game. Alright, that's the most popular one. By and large, the Scorpion. It's a pretty good weapon. It's good. You can combat it. It's fightable. But it is pretty good. Okay, on to the next most common one that we're going to see. That being Firebugs. Now the problem with these is they have no range, so you got to get really close to your target. And they're really hard to put any sort of armor around. And they have very little durability. You just blow these off stupidly fast. They do pair nice with Spark, Harvesters, or Dracos, other close range weapons, but they do put out a stupid amount of damage. This thing would go really nice with the favorite cab because we just reset the overheat there. But it's really straightforward. I mean, it's a flamethrower. But perhaps my most favorite and my least favorite of all the Relic weapons, and I've got so many videos trying to fall in love with porcupines. The Porcupine mine layer. These are mines you can launch. They're going to roll around, and if they hit something, they're going to explode. Or if they're just sitting around for a long time, they're eventually going to explode. And they make a ridiculously huge pile of fire. I've actually had my computer crash a number of times simply because I've put and spammed too many porcupines on the map. You can see they don't just detonate right away. I mean, we can launch a whole pile of these. Now I'm probably going to have to do this video again because these things are going to just eventually explode here and then melt my computer. See, if they don't hit a target, they end up just waiting on a timer before they actually explode. There they all go, and one will set off the other. Really good for area denial, like if you want to spam these all over an objective or a cap point. That works. I also been meaning to try them on legs. I haven't got there yet. I need to do it. I need to do it, other than our giant tower leg build that we tried these with. Now, unfortunately, probably 95% of Crossout players will never actually get to own any of these weapons, which is a shame. They are fun, but they're not weapons that I find myself going, oh, I want to use that all the time. Other than the Scorpion showing up a lot in Clan Wars, the Porcupine does make for some funny builds, and the Firebug, it's got its space in the Crossout universe as well. Let me know, guys, what you think about Relic weapons, what you think about Clan Wars. If any of you have actually made your own Relic weapon, tell me about how much that cost you to do, how much time. Let me know in the comments. This was a shorty, guys. I got to prepare for a holiday, so I'm trying to bank out a whole bunch of videos for y'all, because I really do try and bring you Crossout every single day. So hit those like and subscribe buttons if you want to keep up to date on Crossout. I'm going to catch you later. Mr. G out.